Hello, everybody, and welcome into Big Boy Arena for another night of Motor City Rockers hockey. I'm Brady Beaton, the voice of Rockers hockey, and tonight it's the first, only, and last matchup against the Athens Lobsters. They roamed their way up for Athens for their one trip to the state of Michigan as the Rockers try to get off a 8-game losing skid. Last time out, they nearly broke it. It was 6-6 after regulation with Columbus. Eli Rivers had a hat trick. Unfortunately, River Dragons controlled the pace of play in overtime, scored just over a minute in. A little bit on the transaction wire for Motor City. Nothing too huge. Hunter Hall traded from Blue Ridge to Motor City, along with Rico Gonzalez. He was released from Pensacola of the SPHL. He is now back in Fraser. Both of them got in a little late, so they will not be dressed for this one. Hear Coach Milam talk about that in a minute. First of 3-3 for the Motor City Rockers as they take on Athens tonight and then back-to-back games with Watertown. Remember that Sunday game, a rescheduled matchup when the scoreboard didn't work all the way back in the beginning of the season. So Rockers, Rock Lobsters starting to get this weekend going. Game number 3 of a 6-game homestand here for Motor City. We'll take a break, come back. You'll hear my conversation with Coach Jamison Milam when we come back here on the Rockers Media Network.
Up in front, shut doors! Number one now, shut doors! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Satiric Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Big Boy Arena for another night of Motor City Rockers hockey. I'm Brady Beaton, the voice of Rockers hockey, and tonight it's the first, only, and last matchup against the Athens Lobsters. They roamed their way up for Athens for their one trip to the state of Michigan as the Rockers try to get off a 8-game losing skid. Last time out, they nearly broke it. It was 6-6 after regulation with Columbus. Eli Rivers had a hat trick. Unfortunately, River Dragons controlled the pace of play in overtime, scored just over a minute in. A little bit on the transaction wire for Motor City. Nothing too huge. Hunter Hall traded from Blue Ridge to Motor City. Along with Rico Gonzalez, he was released from Pensacola of the SPHL. He is now back in Fraser. Both of them got in a little late, so they will not be dressed for this one. Hear Coach Milam talk about that in a minute. First of 3-3 for the Motor City Rockers as they take on Athens tonight and then back-to-back games with Watertown. Remember that Sunday game, a rescheduled matchup when the scoreboard didn't work all the way back in the beginning of the season. So Rockers, Rock Lobsters starting to get this weekend going. Game number 3 of a 6-game homestand here for Motor City. We'll take a break, come back. You'll hear my conversation with Coach Jamison Milam when we come back here on the Rockers Media Network.
Up in front, shot, scores! Numbers line now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Welcome back to the Motor City Rockers pregame show. I'm Brady Beaton, joined by head coach Jamison Milam. Coach, coming into this weekend, coming off a couple of tough losses last weekend. On Saturday against Columbus, you had a lead, you let the lead go, you come back, ultimately fall in overtime in what was a pretty high-flying game. What did you take away from last weekend? And more specifically, again, I thought there were a lot of positives, just the negatives came fast and were heavy.
Yeah, when I rewatched it, typically the last 6 weeks, trying to find things to fix, and besides that couple minutes in the second period there, it was a really good game. And I thought we played really well. And just, taking from that, knowing that if we play a specific way and a specific style, that we can hang in there with the best of them. And, it's important when you're on a losing streak or things aren't going your way that you don't always take the results as your, the thing you're looking for. Like, we have made strides, we have gotten better, we just haven't got the results. And as a coach, you're just hoping to get over that hump, and as a player it starts to feel like you can't do anything right. So it's sticking to it and focusing on the things that you can do to help the team every night. And a step forward from last week is an easy way for us to know that we're going to get a W.
So I thought, obviously, in that game, Eli Rivers' hat trick, only the second one this year for the Rockers, 4 points, ties a season high for Motor City. I thought he had a really nice game, and there was a couple times where the game was starting to get away, and it felt like he kind of put his foot in the ground and said, no, I'm not going to let this completely crumble like it has in the past. And I thought he stepped up both on the score sheet and a little bit mentally on the ice too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see it in his game throughout the year. He has it in him to take control of the game and possess the puck and really do some special things. That group with him and Gullo and Wells have found some chemistry of late, and they're really working hard together to try and accomplish some things. So it's nice to see it come true for them, and have somebody get rewarded for it. Eli, all year, he's been our top scorer. So, when he expects things out of himself, he really tries to find a way to get to it.
Tonight starts a 3-3, only one against Athens, the only one you'll play against them this year, then 2 against Watertown. Originally wasn't supposed to be a 3-on-3. The rescheduled game did make it 3 games in 3 nights. You've been around a long time. How do you go into the first game of a 3-3? Because on the one hand, hey, you have to take every game, especially when you're in need of a win. Can't take it lightly, but you got a lot of hockey ahead of you this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's cliche away, but it's one shift at a time, and we can't look at the second one until we finish the first one. So, this is a good team we're playing. They're very disciplined in their structure, and they have a tendency to score a lot of goals on other teams' mistakes. So, if we play simple, put the pressure on them in their zone, keep the puck out of our end, it should really help our chances. And then looking past the game is just not something you want to do as a team or as a coach. We can worry about those guys tomorrow, whenever it comes around.
Right. So another thing ahead of this game, a little bit of movement on the transaction wire. Hunter Hall gets traded from Blue Ridge for a player to be named later. Ricky Gonzalez, he's back in after a stint in the SPHL. Now everyone sees on the transaction wire, oh, these guys are now Rockers. They're going to see action. Won't see them tonight. Just got into town a little later. So I think people can understand that, but being around the game a while, just give everyone a little insight to what it's like when you get traded or you get picked up by another team midweek, what that process is like.
Well, for Rico, right now, he was up, he got sent back, and that's a mental thing, like you start to question, what was it that I didn't do right or whatever. So he just got in late last night on a long drive, so we didn't feel comfortable just throwing him right to the Wolves. I mean, maybe tomorrow to the Wolves, but it's a situation that you got to take delicately. If he's not ready to go, or if there's any reason, then it's probably better to just let him get settled back home and see the boys and watch for a game. And as far as Hall, he was somewhere. He got the message. He had to pack his bags and leave. He just landed this afternoon, so it's a change of scenery. There's a lot of things going on in your head, and he'll definitely be in the lineup at some point this weekend. We just wanted to get him in town, get him settled, get him in his room, and make sure that we have everything buttoned up before we make any choices and move forward. So, I mean, it's tough to be a guy that's on the move. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're walking into. So it's better to just take things slow. Or, it could be better the opposite way, where you just don't think about anything.
Just go play.
So it depends. But right now, it's been a lot of changes lately. So we're, trying to take things in stride and, one day at a time. So if not today, then tomorrow.
All right, well, let's talk about today real quick. Athens, obviously you want to end the losing streak, but you mentioned, you don't always have to take results. The cliche I like to use is be process-based, don't be results-based. What is something in the process that you're going to look for and maybe the fans at home can look for to say, hey, if you see these things, then we're going in the right direction?
Yeah, well, we've been harping on it throughout this streak here, and just not giving them anything. So making good choices at our blue lines, making sure we get pucks out, making sure we get pucks in, and then making them attack us. If we put pressure on them in their zone, it really negates their offense. And keeping the shots down, which we have done of late, is part of the process as well. We've been giving up a lot of goals, but it's not because we're playing terribly defensively.
Right.
It's just boom, 1, 2, 3, and then that's a big chunk of the goals are in a short period of time. So we got to put a whole 60 minutes together. And I've said it multiple times, but that's the name of the game. Is we got to set small goals for ourselves and go out and focus on accomplishing them.
Well, if you have a pretty successful weekend, you can turn the ship around pretty quickly if you come away with a handful of points after these 3 games.
Yeah, I mean the latter half of the year here is looking in our favor. So if we can find some kind of rhythm, it could really benefit us moving into the first round or the play-in series or whatever it may fall on when we get there.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Good luck tonight against Athens.
Thank you.
He's head coach Jamison Milam. I'm Brady Beaton. We'll be back with more right after this here on the Rockers Media Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome into Big Boy Arena. Here to the site of tonight's matchup, the first of 3-3 between the Athens Rock Lobsters and your Motor City Rockers. A slight delay due to the Zamboni. It had a couple technical or mechanical issues. We've got that all set. Ice is clear. Let's take a minute real quick to thank all the sponsors that make tonight's broadcast possible, starting with Park Avenue Productions. PSN Technology, they bring you the stats all season long. Crunch Fitness, keeping your Rockers rink ready. And finally, 106.7 Detroit Wheels. Thank you to all our sponsors that help us bring you everything here on the Rockers Media Network. Again, the only meeting this season between the expansion Athens Rock Lobsters and your Motor City Rockers. Again, you look at the type of game this is, and already a gotta-have-it game for Motor City, trying to stop an 8-game slide, and a little bit of unforeseen turbulence. Who's going to respond better to a 5 to 10 minute delay? Some teams very rigid in their routines, some teams able to go with the flow. I can tell you, the Rockers locker room, they're a little more locked in. They understand that they've been playing good hockey, but they need to play a complete 60 minutes, and this is a very strong Rock Lobster team here in Fraser tonight. Let's take a quick look at the starting lineups as Johnny G announced them here at the rink. Starting in net tonight for your Motor City Rockers will be Trevor Babin. On defense, Nick McGill-Diaz, and the college signing, Matt Diver. He gets the start tonight as well. I've liked what I've seen from him in his own end. And the forwards, Eli Rivers, Nick Gullo, and Tristan Wells. That line has been formidable. Both sides outlined up for the national anthem. We'll step aside as they sing the Star Spangled Banner. We'll come back with Puck Drop right after this. You're watching Motor City Rockers Hockey.
Picked up in front, shut doors! Lumberline now, shut doors! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bend, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, moments away from puck drop between your Motor City Rockers and the Rock Lobsters of Athens. The lone trip up to the mitten for Athens. First time these two teams, and the only time these two teams will match up. Mentioned in the pregame, but if you're just joining us, there were a couple of transactions. You had Hunter Hall be traded from Blue Ridge to Motor City, alongside with the return of Rico Gonzalez. Both got here a little later in the week than they would have liked, so neither getting the nod tonight. Rico is on the bench in case Trevor Babin needs to be relieved, hopefully in net all 60 minutes. And then Hall, a healthy scratch tonight. Hope to see him at some point this weekend. Rockers, again, the story, they've been playing very well for the majority of the game, but their lows have been low enough to sink them in each of the last 8 contests. Second place team in the Continental Division, the Rock Lobsters, taking on Motor City. Gullo, he slides into the dot. He faces off against Garrett Milan, the leading scorer for the Rock Lobsters, and Athens controls the opening jaw. Carrick to the far side. Gavrilovic gets it back into the offensive zone on the forehand. Shot into the glove of Babin. Just 12 seconds in, a quick shot and a quick save for Trevor Babin. Draw in the offensive zone to the right of Babin. On the far dot, tie up, hops to the far side. Shinkarik tried to chip it in, bouncing around. Miguel Diaz battling for it alongside Lukaryov. Near side boards. Slides back down. Athens controlling the tempo here in the first 30 seconds. Shinkarik banks it off the far boards. Milan chases after it, pressured down low. Diver trying to battle, coming away with it anyway was Weisblatt. Orko Weisblatt got it into the left wing circle, but out of the zone. Here's Tristan Wells over the red line. He'll push it in, and the Rockers will make a change as Eli Rivers, fresh off a hat trick last time out, pressures on the forecheck. Behind the starting netminder for Athens, Josh Rosenzweig, is the Athens captain, Shinkarik, a veteran of the FPHL. Puck turned over in the neutral zone. Battle for it, Virgili. Let it slide to the far side. That's Malik Johnson. Dumps it into the zone. Doug Blaisdell guides it to the near side corner. Virgili left it in the corner. Puck hanging along the half wall to a dangerous area, broken up by Josh Colton. Kyle Stevens boxes out a Rock Lobster at center ice. Feeds ahead to Ryder using his speed. Chased by Kyle Russell. Ryder behind the net. Keeping the puck in deep. 18:23 to go in the first period. Just one shot on goal. That was in favor of Athens. To the far corner. Virgili out of his own end. Pass broken up by Avery Smith. In deep, and Blaisdell uncontested to the puck as Athens goes off for a change. Two-line pass to Cody Oakes. Down the right side board. Shot into the belly of Rosenzweig, and we get a whistle. 18:01 to go. First period, 0-0 game. Draw to the left of Rosenzweig. Puck was just hanging out in the right wing circle. Eventually picked up by, that was Greco. Excuse me, that was Kyle Powell wearing number 98. Puck still in deep. Gagnon chasing after it. Smith trying to throw the body around along the near side boards. Powell. Diagonal feed off the backhand of Ronan, the intended target. 17:30 to go, first period, 0-0 hockey game. In the neutral zone. On the offensive attack, drop back, Ronan, shot saved by Babin. He controls it, the second save of the night for the man in black, Trevor Babin. 17:17 to go, first period, 0-0 game. Draw on the Motor City end. Chris Corrigan against Milan. Near side dot. Back, Shinkarik fakes the slap shot, walks it up on the backhand slide, saved by Babin. Rebound to Miguel Diaz. The D-man trying to bank it out of the zone. He's pressured off the end boards to the near side. Comes to the Russian Yegor Kabatayev. In front of his own crease, nearly poked away. Coming back to help, Corrigan can't get it out of the zone. Turned over. Miguel Diaz sauces it ahead. Too far for Kabatayev, and it's onto the stick of Carter Shinkarik. Errant pass goes to the logo. Diver on the near side, kept it into the zone. Corrigan coming up to pressure. Banks off the end boards. Kabatayev couldn't do much with it. Ends up back with Shinkarik. 16:35 to go in the first period. 0-0 hockey game. Tellstrom. Pass broken up. Milan got in the way of it. And the Rock Lobsters trying to work on the attack. Milan gives back to Shinkarik. Sets up the breakout. Gullo offers some token pressure. He's not too worried about Shinkarik. Taking his sweet time behind the play. Here comes the Rock Lobsters to center ice. Feed looking for Alden, and he could not control it. So all that setup really didn't amount to much. 4 minutes into this one, shots are 3-1 in favor of Athens. Both sides kind of feeling each other out. First and only time these two teams will play. And to get an idea of how each side wants to go about it as we get an offsides call with 15:46 to go in the first. Fans, if your sides are a little off, remember, Great Clips keeps your hair on sides. Located in the Meijer just across the street from Big Boy Arena, Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Neutral zone draw, a clean win back to Blaisdell. D-to-D pass finds Colton. The Rocker captain pass intercepted. Into the offensive zone, Picard. Shot saved by the stick of Babin. He wasn't sure which way it went. Went to the safest part of the ice in the corner. Wells picks it up in his zone end. Pressured by a couple of different white sweaters, puts on the break. Slides it to neutral ice. Rivers couldn't do much with it, but he did touch the puck, no icing, as the Rockers go on for a change. Corrigan, Stevens, Milam onto the ice. 15:13 to go, first period, 0-0 game. Stevens pressures. Pass off the mark, and Ryder dumps and chases after it. Rosenzweig comes out of the crease to play it onto the far side. Battle for it, down to Ryder. Can't settle the puck down. Kolatarsi pressured and gets the puck up and out. That's Malik Johnson. Slides or flips it ahead. Coach Jamison Milam behind the net, off the high glass to the near side. And it took a funky hop. Russell was waiting for it, never made it there. Corrigan into the offensive zone. Shot from the blue line, easily gloved by Rosenzweig. He will let the puck drop to the ice, and play continues. 14:30 to go, first period, 0-0 hockey game. Athens and Motor City. Virgili leaves it back on the near side. Oja, shot saved, and a penalty coming up. 14:23 to go in the first, and when we come back, the special teams are going to be on display as the coach getting the sentence. Jamison Milam going to the box, 2 minutes. We'll have to take a break. We'll start the penalty kill for Motor City when we come back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Picked up up front, shut doors! SummerSlam now, shut doors! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, this is Josh Cullen from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 14:23 to go in the first period. Here on the Motor City Rocker Media Network. Remind everyone that if you're enjoying the stream, again, first of 3 this weekend, you want to be notified of when we go live tomorrow night. Make sure to give this stream a like, hit subscribe as we continue to bring you Rocker action all throughout the 24-25 season and beyond. Jamison Milam in the box. He picked up the 2-minute minor. A rare penalty for the coach. He gets a holding minor, and the Rockers' penalty kill will be tested. A quick dump down the ice. 10 seconds into the power play. Shinkarik picks it up behind his own net. Guides it out of the zone to the left side. Centering feed. Finds Weisblatt. Drops it near side Milan, the leading scorer for Athens. Back to Picard on the hash marks. Slides it back to Milan. To Shinkarik. Left wing circle, Orca Weisblatt. Rink wide feed, Milan. Motor City doing a nice job keeping everything to the perimeter. Have a rogue stick. Milan shot, save, rebound,
and it's a battle for it. Gets pushed to the end boards. Nice initial save by Babin. Better job by the defense to not give a rebound attempt. Rivers was able to knock the puck out of midair. 1:10 to go in the power play. Only one shot on goal during this man advantage for Athens. 13:27 to go in the first period. Puck off the mark to Shinkarik, and the Rockers will get a much-needed change. Colton, Smith, Oaks all spill over the boards. Left wing circle, shot, save, rebound loose in the slot. Backhand attempt still loose, comes to the near side Milan. 48 seconds to go in the Milam minor penalty. 13:07 to go in the first, still scoreless. Puck poked away from Weisblatt, and a clearing from Motor City, and a hard-earned break for Mac Diver. He comes to the bench. Doug Blaisdell replaces him. Half a minute to go until we're back to five-a-side hockey. Shinkarik in his own end. It's been a really long power play for him. Russell, rink-wide feed to the tape of Virgili. Into the offensive zone, broken up by Josh Colton. Didn't have to do much. Got in the way. Back to Kolatarsi. Far side. Kolatarsi down low. Battling with the puck. Kolatarsi from the point. Save. Scramble. Gets poked to the far side. 5 seconds till Milam's out of the box. Behind the net. To Kolatarsi. Penalty kill. Right wing circle. Saved by Babin. The clear goes wide of the net. And there's a fight behind the play. Babin going at it with Johnson. And that sparked quickly. So Johnson going to the box, someone likely serving the minor, or a penalty, I should say, for Trevor Babin. The question is, what is the verdict going to be, folks? I'm going to be honest. I was following the puck down the ice, and about the time that it got to center ice, I heard the crowd roar. I looked back, and Johnson and Babin were going at it. So Johnson in the box. Let's take a look at the replay. And here's behind the play. Johnson got Babin to the ice, but again, the skirmish didn't last too long. It looks like Cody Oaks going to the box for Motor City. Babin gets to stay in net. And no time has gone up on the clock. 12:18 to go in the first period. 0-0 just as the Rockers killed a penalty. Oaks and Johnson in the box. So I believe they will each get a fighting major penalty, but Babin, because he's the goalie, gets to stay in, and Cody Oaks will get a 5-minute break. Serving the, he's cashing a check that Trevor Babin wrote. Sometimes Trevor Babin, when he walks the line, that's when he's playing his best. And hey, whatever can get the man in black locked in. Sometimes it's a little unconventional for a netminder, but he's been, and sometimes at his best when he's been his feistiest. He has 9 saves already in this one. Neutral zone draw, and we have 5-a-side hockey. Clean win off the draw. Colton wasn't quite ready for that. Hit his skate to his stick. Gullo in his own end, backhands it ahead. Controlled by Kyle Powell to the near side, Kolatarsi. Center ice, Alden to the near wing, shot blockered away by Babin. Kolatarsi throws another one, doesn't make it to the net. And the Rockers trying to get some relief. They were on their heels for the last couple of minutes, being on the penalty kill. Can they shift from defense to offense? Right wing circle, Alden couldn't settle it. Excuse me, that was Ronan, couldn't settle it down. Ends up to Hunter Alden. Sauces a backhand near side. Kolatarsi pokes it in deep. Colton pressured along the near boards. Eli Rivers along the end wall to Wells. Oh, he overskated the puck a bit. Gullo just trying to get it out of the zone. Guides it over the blue line, but right back to a Rock Lobsters stick in the form of Gavrilovich. at the Rockers logo. No one wants to control the puck. Alden picks it up, dumps it in. He'll go to the bench. Chasing after it. Lucario. Back to the point. Shot. Babin. Another save. 11:03 to go first period. Still scoreless. Athens and Motor City. On the near side. That's the captain, Shinkarik. Brought it out of the zone by a hair. Offsides the call. And we'll have a neutral zone draw. That offsides brought to you by Great Clips. Fans, when your sides are a little off, make sure you go to Great Clips to keep your hair on sides. You can find them in Roseville. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Shinkarik just a hair careless with that puck. Maybe not quite the awareness not there where he was on the ice. Draws the offsides. Rock Lobsters controlled up the draw. Gavrilovich to Shinkarik. Horseshoes it around the boards. Babin cuts it off. Milam from his own end banks it off the boards. It was tipped and they wave off the icing. Now Athens from their own end. They've controlled the pace of play through the first 10 minutes or so of this opening period. Still scoreless. Milan works around Miguel Diaz. Backhand save by Babin. Hanging on the end boards. Corrigan chops at it. Left side, Milan. He works around Miguel Diaz. Shot kicked away by Babin. Back to Weisblatt. To the near side, Shinkarik. Back skates. Puck goes in deep. Play has been to our right the majority of this first period. Back behind the net. Spinning around. Behind his shake loose was Oja. Brings it up. Shot saved by Babin, and he'll put the trapper on top of it. A much-needed break for Trevor Babin. 9:56 to go in the first period. 0-0 our score. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, band members. Follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
0-0 here at Big Boy Arena through just over 10 minutes of action. Let's take a look at what's going on around the rest of the Federal Prospects Hockey League. Just a couple of scores. Port Huron, the early edge up at McMorran Arena on top of Watertown 1-0. Carolina on top of Columbus 1-0 as well. Everywhere else still scoreless. We'll see the Watertown Wolves tomorrow and Sunday as well as we switch with Port Huron. Athens will go up the road for 2 with Port Huron, and Watertown will come just about 40 miles down I-94 to take on Motor City in a 2-game set. Shots on goal right now. Very much in favor of Athens. 14-2 in the early going. Trevor Babin has been locked in. Stats all season long brought to you by PSN Technology. Puck in the Athens zone. Smith trying to pin the body to the boards. Puck slips out far side. Picard to the point. Shot saved by Rosenzweig. Just the third shot on goal for Motor City here in the opening period. In the corner. Battle for it. Goes to the half wall. Smith couldn't settle it down. And it ends up with Kyle Russell to the blue line. Gallant couldn't control it through the legs of Miguel Diaz. Milam there to look it in. Tellstrom back in his own zone. Miguel Diaz over the blue line, the red, and he fanned on a pass. As Athens has it in their own zone. 9:05 to go first period. 0-0 hockey game. Wells pressuring. It ends up on the near side. That was Blaisdell that sent it across. Kolatarsi, one-touch pass, ends up in front of the Rockers bench. Blaisdell, rink-wide feed. Battle for it. Gullo jousting for it at the blue line. Delayed offsides called, and Wells touched up before Rivers could get back over the blue stripe. 8:42 to go in the first. And that offsides brought to you by Great Clips. Remember, Great Clips will keep your hair on sides. Located in Warren, Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Neutral zone draw. And it hops to the near side boards. Winning the race, Joseph Kolatarsi. Backhands to the far wing for Kyle Powell. In between the blue lines. Chipped ahead. On the near side, Rockers in their own zone. Blaisdell rink wide feed, finds Colton. Dissects the defense. Pass a little too hot to handle for Eli Rivers, and Kolatarsi up the near side. Alden guides it ahead. Blaisdell, his pass was lifted up into the air where Ronan gives back. The last 2 minutes has been spent mostly in neutral ice. I don't think we've had a shot on goal in a minute. Kabatayev. Excuse me, that was Ryder. Over to the far side. Corrigan rings it around the boards. Rosenzweig comes out of the crease to play it to the near side. Lukaryov. Pressured by Miguel Diaz, back on the end boards. Miguel Diaz really throwing the body around. I believe the next whistle, both Johnson and Oakes will be able to come out of the box. Puck hopped out of play. We'll get an offensive zone draw for Athens, and my mistake, it will be just a hair longer before Oakes and Johnson can come out of the sin bin. Again, Oakes serving a 5-minute fighting major for Trevor Babin. Corrigan to draw against Garrett Milan. Clean win. Back to Gavrilovic. On the far wing, Shinkarik banks it in deep. Athens controlling the pace of play once again. Shot deflected by Trevor Babin. Miguel Diaz, he's knocked off the puck. Athens gets the puck right back. Shinkarik, the captain, shot doesn't make it to Babin. Kyle Stevens, and he flipped it out of play, and we're going to get a delay of game minor. 7:12 to go in the first period. Rockers going back on the penalty kill. Cody Oakes comes out, but tagging in, or I should say tagging out, is Kyle Stevens. 2-minute delay of game minor. Rockers back on the penalty kill, and right now shots heavily in favor of Athens. (15-3) in the first period. Athens out shooting Motor City. 2 on the board for Kyle Stevens. And the Rockers back on the power play. Excuse me, the Rock Lobsters back on the power play. Milan, bottom of the right wing circle, finds Virgili. Milan walks up. Shinkarik faked the shot, and an errant pass as Eli Rivers pressures. He had a shorthanded goal last time out, one of the 3 he had against Columbus. 25 seconds into the Rock Lobsters man advantage. Milan to Shinkarik, shot kicked away by Babin. Shinkarik couldn't keep it in. Athens has to touch up. Milan at his own blue line. He'll glide over the red, now the blue. Near side, puck poked away, and it's shoveled not past the blue line. Kept in. This one chipped ahead. Gullo to race after it as a couple of Rockers changed behind him. Rosenzweig to play it behind his own net. 1:07 left in the Kyle Stevens delay of game minor. 6:15 to go in the first. Still looking for the game's first goal. Shinkarik to the near side. Milan puts on the brakes, surveys the scene. Takes his time, lets everyone set up. Shinkarik, he's been out for just about every second of this power play. As Milam just gets it off of Shinkarik enough. Look out, Cody Oakes, shorthanded breakaway, shoots, save, rebound loose, and it's kicked to the corner. Oh, a grade A chance for Cody Oakes to get the Rockers on the board. And Rosenzweig stonewalls, and we're still scoreless. 30 seconds left to go in the Stevens minor penalty. Kolatarsi to the corner, gets the return feed, finds Weisblatt on the forehand. So Kolatarsi shot, rebound loose, and Babin makes a couple saves, still loose, out in front, puck. No one controls it, and Babin finally gets on top of it. A hectic sequence. Both sides with prime opportunities to break the scoreless tie here in the opening period. Both goaltenders stand tall, both with a little aid from their defense. And with 5:25 to go in the first, 13 seconds left to go in the power play, it's still scoreless. Kyle Stevens already standing up, ready to race out of that penalty box. He'll have to wait a long 13 seconds. Kolatarsi, stick handles to the near side. Handling it, Oja. The newest Rock Lobster pass deflected. Here comes Ryder. He's racing for it. Rosenzweig comes out of the crease and he sent it to the far side. Puck bouncing around, slides back into the Rock Lobsters end. Josh Rosenzweig took a risk, but I liked it. He raced out there, and the speedy Brad Ryder was just a step too slow. Stevens dumps in deep. Rosenzweig again out of the crease. He's been very active outside of the net in this one. Up the left side of the ice. From a tough angle, Colton stops the shot before it got anywhere near Babin, just sitting behind the Rockers' net. Russell got a piece of it. And Rivers pressures in the Rock Lobster end. Powell to neutral ice at the red line. Puck post back towards the Athens end. And here comes the big man, Tristan Wells. He chases after Russell. Banks it back to Powell. Along the near side boards, 4:13 left to go. First period, 0-0 game. Wells, hash mark, shot doesn't make it to Rosenzweig. McGill Diaz at the near point. Down low to Nick Gullo. This is a line that's produced. Right wing circle. Shot deflected before it made it to Rosenzweig once again. The Rockers controlling the pace of play for a moment. Josh Colton keeps it in by a shaven nose hair. Rivers behind the net. He's warding off some Rock Lobsters. Keeps it at the bottom of the left wing circle. Scoots out to the near side. 3:39 to go in the first, and Athens gets a little relief. The left hand of McGill Diaz knocks it down. Both sides make some changes. Battle for it at the red line. Colton had it pinned to the board. Smith throws the body, and Babin comes out of the crease to play it. Wells and Johnson were battling for it. Had some flow here at the latter part of the first period. Wells off the far boards, and we will get an icing call with 3:13 to go here in the first period. Both sides with chances to light the lamp, neither able to do so. We'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Superior Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Hey, this is Nick McGill Diaz from the Motor City Rockers. You're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric.
Fans, still two more games that you can use this weekend hat trick deal. Get 3 general admission tickets to tomorrow or Sunday's game. Also includes a Rockers pint glass, an autographed puck. Get a Rockers lanyard, some rally towels, sticker, pencil, all for just $33. Still time to come see your Motor City Rockers in person, either tomorrow or Sunday against the Watertown Wolves. Tonight, taking on the Athens Rock Lobsters, the one and only time these two squads will meet up. 0-0, Trevor Babin, a very strong first period. Offensive zone draw won by the Rock Lobsters. Shot deflected, hit off the crossbar. Oh, Babin with a little bit of luck there. You never complain. Avery Smith going the other way. Him and Wells, rink-wide feed was way too strong. And Johnson to the near side boards. Motor City's done a nice job on the counterattack, giving a chance at 2 breakaways. Centering free, Kabatayev couldn't get it. Smith shot saved by Rosenzweig. Got that leg out there. Rockers haven't had a lot of quantity of shots, but the quality of their shots has been pretty high. Still 0-0, 2:34 to go first period. In his zone end, Shinkarik banks ahead to Johnson. Deep into the Rockers zone, Babin puts the stick out, settles the puck down. Outlet pass to Kabatayev, over the Rocker logo, but back onto an Athens stick. Kolatarsi, rink-wide feed to Johnson, chips ahead. Diver banks it too strong for Smith, but picking it up, Matthias Tellstrom. He backhands it in deep, but he was behind the red line. We'll get an icing, and the Rockers won't be able to get a change. 2:08 to go, first period, 0-0 game. Avery Smith on the dot. He will face Garrett Milan. Milan, 29 goals, 46 assists this season. He's had a pretty nice season in Athens' inaugural campaign. Smith overskated it just a bit. Milan had it to Weisblatt, quickly taken away. Blaisdell slides across. Long feed, and it's pinned to the boards, and quickly going back towards Trevor Babin. Weisblatt fakes the slap shot, bottom of the right wing circle, spins back around. Slides it to the near side boards. No, it was poked away, and the Rockers will get a partial change. Here comes Eli Rivers, Jamison Milam, and Nick McGill-Diaz fresh off the bench. Up the near side, Oja put it into the offensive zone, back to center ice. D-to-D pass, 1:17 to go, first period. Neither side has found the back of the net through the first 19 minutes or so of this opening stanza. Milam in his own end. To the near side, McGill-Diaz. Milam give and go to Rivers. Over the center ice line. Dumps in deep as Stevens chases after. Athens quickly out of their own zone. Final minute of play in this first period. Both sides have seemed to have settled in. An early flurry from Athens, and ever since really the 10-minute mark, has been fairly even. Athens did control the play for the majority of the first 10 minutes. 39 seconds left to go until the first intermission. Nick McGill-Diaz in his own end. Puts on the brakes. Ice goes flying up, and the pass broken up. That goes to Powell. Puck in deep. Milam behind his own net. 23 seconds until we go to the break. An awkward bounce off the stanchion. Put it in the slot. Turnover into the glove of Trevor Babin. And a round of applause for the man in black. He has had a wonderful first period here tonight. That is save number 20 for Trevor Babin. McGill-Diaz off the draw. Broken up. Picard trying to beat the buzzer. Banks off the end boards. 8 seconds till the end of the first period. Behind Trevor Babin. Puck left behind. Cody Oakes comes down. He will shepherd the puck to safety, and we are through 20 minutes here in this one. An eventful first period on everywhere but the scoreboard. Athens and Motor City tied at 0 after 1. We'll take a break, come back, recap the first period. When we return, you're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on!
Back here on the Rockers Media Network after 20 minutes of play, it's a 0-0 game. Not much to recap. Trevor Babin looking like vintage Babin in that first period. 20 saves, although he did make some big ones. But one thing I think the Rockers do well, even in the early parts of the season when they were giving up a lot of shots, not always the highest quality, a lot of them from the perimeter, and Babin's seeing it well, and I think the defense is playing well in their own end. Rockers only had 5 shots, but I'm telling you what, at least 3 of those 5 were big-time opportunities that Josh Rosenzweig was able to deny. 20 minutes down, 40 to go. Still scoreless between Athens and Motor City. As the first intermission activities underway, we'll step aside. We'll have the second period in a bit. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
up in front, shut doors! Number 1, now shut doors! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, this is Josh Cullen from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network powered by KE Electric Supply.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James Campbell, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another episode of 5 Minutes in the Box. This time I'm joined by Tristan Wells. Tristan, how's it going?
Good, and you?
Not too bad, man. Can't complain, can't complain. Now, I know back when they announced you were coming back to the team, again, social media blew up. The fans are excited to know that you're back on the team. Give us a little bit of history, because I know you were on the Rockers last season. Like, what's kind of your hockey journey been?
Oh yeah, I started with the Rockers around last Thanksgiving, and I got the pleasure to play with them for the rest of the last season. And then I started this year in Macon in the SPHL, and when things didn't work out there, I was pretty excited to get back here to Motor City and get back home with all the boys.
Awesome, man. Well, we're happy to see you back, and the fans are happy to see you back. What's some stuff that you do outside of playing hockey, like hobbies and things like that?
Recently, me and the guys have been going to the sauna at the gym a
Oh,
lot.
yeah?
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of sauna time. Hop in there for about 20, 30, and then jump in the cold shower afterwards. That's been pretty sweet. Now, besides that, we've been just watching hockey and hanging out kind of in the evenings.
Hanging out?
Yeah.
So the sauna thing, like what do you enjoy? Is that like good recovery from practice, or is it just a good way to relax?
You know, I'm not really sure what the science is behind it,
Okay.
but it's just a good way to get a sweat going, get everything out of you, and I don't know, just hopping in the cold shower afterwards, super refreshing. I couldn't tell you what it does, but it does something for you.
I know you're from Denver originally, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So from Denver to you're down in Macon, that's Georgia. Now you're in the Motor City area.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite place? Like, do you prefer always to be home, or do you mind being away?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I get to come home in the summer and be with my family and friends. So I definitely love Denver, and that's probably where I call home. But you know, Detroit's kind of become a second home to me. I certainly like it here. It's a nice, gritty winter.
Yeah, it is. It is a very gritty winter. So, dude, first game back on the Rockers. You started things off with the bang, hat trick on the first game back. How does that feel, man?
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It felt great. Yeah.
Very cool. You spend a lot of time watching hockey. So are you watching like NHL, like rooting for a team, or are you watching like game tape to try to see how you can be better as a player? Like, what kind of stuff are you watching in terms of hockey?
Like I think a lot of the guys on the team will watch their own individual game back. That's kind of something you do as an individual. But you know, sometimes we'll sit down as a team and watch that, and we'll do video as well as a team. It's kind of break down concepts that we need to master, as well as kind of the strategies that the other team may be having in place.
I gotcha.
And aside from that, like we just watch, you know, hockey or football or whatever back home, just like anyone else, just enjoying it.
Who do you root for football wise?
No, I love the Broncos. They're hot
Broncos?
this season. Yeah,
Okay.
but you know, I also can't go against the Lions.
Yeah, well, not in this town.
No.
That would be a big mistake in this town to go against the Lions.
Nope, I'm a Lions stan here. I just pretend so I can fit in with the rest of the guys.
Little closeted Broncos action.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah. What about hockey? Like, who do you root for in terms of hockey?
I love the Avs.
The Avalanche. Oh
Yeah.
man, like that's rough.
Yeah,
That's a rough one, but I get it. You
Yeah.
know, it's hometown, so it makes
yeah.
complete
We've been
sense.
pretty hot recently. We do all right.
Yeah. I think you might be doing a little bit better than the team we might be rooting for, but
Your boys aren't too bad either.
yeah, they're doing okay. So last year on the team with the Rockers, you were teammates, you know, with J-Mo Milan. How's it feel now that he's coach?
Fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels really fitting. I think a lot of guys look to him to set certain standards and kind of give guys advice on how to play things and how to act in certain situations. And he's just got so much experience and is such a veteran guy that, you know, you can take pretty much anything he's got to say as word. That's how it's done.
It's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, I think when they announced also, when J-Mo was taking over the head coach, like fans online rejoiced. It's very positive feedback on
Yeah.
that. So,
The right guy for the job.
absolutely. Is there anything else you want to say? You want to add?
No, happy to be back here.
Okay.
Glad to be back with all the Rockers fans. Excited to get back for a home game.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, good luck this weekend.
Nice,
We appreciate you taking the time.
Of course, thank you.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on!
Picked up in front, shot, scores! Numbers line now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, we're joined by Eli Rivers. Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us.
Yeah, no
How's
problem.
it going, man?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
So, you've been like one of the leading scorers on the team. How are you feeling about the season?
It's been going well. Obviously, been getting a lot of opportunity here. So it's been good for my confidence, kind of to play in a bigger role and be needed on the offensive side of things. So it's been good. Just hoping we can finish out here and find our way into a playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's going to be tight towards the end of the season. We still got half the season to go, so still plenty of time to get those points. But let's talk about like your journey through hockey. Like, where did you start from? I don't think, are you local to Michigan?
No, I'm not local. I'm from Vermont.
Vermont? Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up playing. I started when I was like 2 years old. My dad played hockey. My grandpa played hockey. Everyone was involved in hockey.
We come from a long line of hockey players.
Yeah, so the pressure was on. My older brother played as well, so I was in skates as soon as I could. I had a hockey stick in my hand when I was a baby. So
that's crazy. 2 years old. So I have a 2-year-old son. I can't even like grasp the concept of him like trying to ice. I can't even get him to like leave the pantry like when he wants candy. I don't even know how you could like direct a 2-year-old, to skate and all that stuff. So that's an impressive to come up that you started so young.
Yeah.
Besides hockey, like, so what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
I just hang out. I got a dog at home.
Okay.
So I hang out with my dog. I'm at the apartment with Trevor, so he's got his dog there.
Okay.
So we got
You got
nice.
the dog bonding there.
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
It's a pit bull as well.
Pit bull? Nice.
Yeah.
I have a pit bull as well. So
Yeah.
The most cuddly creatures you could ever
The best. And
encounter.
they're like Velcro.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your dog's name?
Bo.
Bo?
Yeah.
Very nice. I like that. That's
Yeah.
a great name for a dog. Do you do anything? Like, do you play video games? Do you watch pro wrestling? Like
No pro wrestling.
Oh, you watch no pro wrestling?
No pro wrestling, but
Don't judge.
I don't. No, I don't. But I watch a lot of hockey.
Okay.
I do play video games, but not religiously.
What team do you root for?
I'm a Canadiens fan, so
Canadiens? Okay.
Vermont's kind of split 50-50. There's a lot of Bruins fans there, being in New England.
Yeah.
But we get access to CBC, so you get Hockey Night in Canada and Vermont. So I grew up watching Don Cherry.
Don Cherry with the crazy ties.
Oh yeah. So my dad was a Canadiens fan, so he just put it on me. So I'm New England everything. I'm a Pats fan, Celtics, Red Sox, but when it comes to hockey, I'm a Canadiens fan. So
okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. So gaming, what kind of games do you play when you are playing?
Mostly sports games, a lot of chow, yeah. So a lot of hockey.
You live it, like you breathe it, you play it, like you're always like hockey 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very cool. You into any kind of crazy foods?
No, but I do like to cook. When I was in college, I realized I had to stop just heating stuff up in the microwave and learn how to.
That's the best stuff though. Like the cheap stuff that's all just preservatives and chemicals. I'm a chemical food guy. Like I love fast foods and like.
I trust me. I get my red 40 in me. Don't worry.
Okay. So what's your favorite dish to cook?
I love steak. Steak's my favorite. Okay. Yeah. So I do a little
ketchup, right?
No ketchup. No. Do a little compound butter on there and. Little steak and rice, that's the best.
Oh, fantastic. Get the protein, you get the carbs, so that's probably helps you out on the ice as well.
Absolutely.
So if you weren't playing hockey, what do you think your career would end up?
I was actually kind of debating playing or not this year. I just finished up my degree last year, and I had a lot of opportunity this year to coach some hockey.
Okay.
And kind of last minute, I decided I wanted to get out there and play one more year at least. So I started in Columbus this year. I'm not sure if you know that. And then I ended up coming here. But honestly, if I wasn't playing, I'd probably be coaching.
So you still got hockey. Hockey's your DNA. Like you said earlier, you come to the long line of hockey players. So thank you so much for taking the time to sit and chat with me in the 5 minutes in the box. Anybody you want to say hi to? Anything that you want to add?
Say hi to my brother because I know he's watching. He was begging me to do one of these. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Cam, your wishes have finally come true. So that's it for this edition of 5 minutes in the box with Eli Rivers, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on!
Picked up in front, shut doors! Cumberland now shut doors! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys, we're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, this is Avery Smith from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network powered by KE Electric Supply.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network. 20 minutes down, 40 to go. Let's take a quick look at what happened in that first period. Wasn't a lot. Trevor Babin played really well in that first 20 minutes. He picked up 20 saves in that opening stanza. Only 5 shots for Motor City, but 2 or 3 of them were grade A opportunities for the Rockers. A couple of penalty kills for Motor City, but not much else. There was a fighting. It was a fight. It was a very brief fight between Trevor Babin and Malik Johnson. Both sides coming out for warm-ups of the second period, and the long drink will present the second period. Second period is known as the period of the long change. Naturally, the perfect drink to go with it, the long drink. Sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Try one today. Athens, again, they are a very, very talented team. They fly around the ice. The Rockers have at times used that over-aggressiveness to lead to opportunities going the other way, but the few times Josh Rosenzweig, he was called upon, he was able to deny any Motor City try. Good to see the Rockers, despite giving up 20 shots, put up a goose egg in that first period. The theme of this losing streak has been, giving up a lot of goals, 5-6 goals a game, and 20 scoreless is a nice way to start. Now, we talked about it in the pregame. Usually the lull comes somewhere in the second period where for 2 or 3 shifts, it just nosedives, and by the time they come back up, they're chasing 2 or 3. Like to see another solid 20 through this middle period. Motor City in their all-black uniforms going left to right. Athens in their red and white sweaters going right to left. Gullo draws against Milan. Tie up on the draw, puck hanging on its side, dumped in deep, no icing. Gavrilovic picked it up, left it behind him. Onto the near side, Lukaryov. He works around a rocker. Tape-to-tape pass, far side, Shinkarik leaves it behind him. Puck shot, punched up into the netting by Trevor Babin. So 22 seconds into the second period. A quick save by Babin. Get a draw on the right wing circle. Same 5 will stay out there for both ends. Milan and Gullo once again on the dot. Clean win, back to Shinkarik. Works around Rivers, right wing circle. Shinkarik shot, ends up on the near side boards, pushed back in by Gavrilovic. In between Milan, he had his shot broken up. Rivers trying to poke it away, banks it off the boards, kept in the zone. Near side boards, one-timer off the bank, blocked by Gullo. Athens controlling the pace of play to start this second period, about 50 seconds in. Miguel Diaz guides it around the boards to the far point. Shinkarik, nice dangles to the near side circle. Shinkarik, cross-ice feed, Milan. He's pressured by Gullo. In close, Shinkarik. Puck hits off the skate of Tristan Wells. Rockers could use a reprieve. Shot sticked away by Trevor Babin. Milan picks up the loose change. Back behind the net. It's chipped up and into the netting. So the Rockers will at least get a chance to get a fresh set of skaters out there. Athens comes out buzzing here in the second period. Puck drops on the near side circle. That's Chris Corrigan out there against Hunter Alden. Puck bounces and it heads back to Kyle Powell from the point. Takes his time, shot, saved. Babin can't control it. Stevens on the rebound, had it knocked away. Picard picked his pocket. Alden on the boards, it slides to the far corner. Blaisdell picks it up with a little bit of room to work. Quickly runs out of real estate. Finally the puck to neutral ice, nearly in the Athens zone. Josh Rosenzweig hasn't had to break a sweat here in the second period. That's the first time the puck's come anywhere near him. He'll push it aside. Along the near side boards. Puck in the zone. Josh Colton. Wrist shot. Saved by Rosenzweig. I don't mind that shot from Josh Colton. 2 minutes into the second period. Hasn't had to do much. There are a lot of traffic out in front. Just a little flick of the wrist. Rosenzweig with his 6th save of the night. Smith on the offensive zone. Gagnon lives back for Colton. Puts on net again, and Rosenzweig grabs it again. We'll do it again. $18:01 to go, second period. 0-0 Athens and Motor City. Deadlocked in their one and only meeting this season. Smith, another offensive zone draw win, but it's quickly taken away with speed. Gallant tried to center it, hops behind Trevor Babin. Picked up in their own end. That's Blaisdell over the first 2 lines. He'll put on net from center ice. So a shot from well outside the zone, and it'll lead to an offensive zone draw. Tie up on the draw, comes to the near corner. Battle on the boards. Oakes picks it up behind the net. Slides it out to the point. Blaisdell returns to Oakes. Left wing circle. Shot misses everything. Colton tries to keep it in. Chops at it. Along the near half wall. Slides behind Rosenzweig. 2 black, 2 white jerseys working for it, and coming away with it is Orja. Flips it to center ice. Oakes knocks it down. Puts it back in the Athens end. No icing. 17-12 to go, second period, 0-0 hockey game. A whistle. And what is the call? I think they're going to get, are they getting Motor City for too many men on the ice? The Rockers' penalty box is cracked open. Miguel Diaz and Shinkarik waiting for the verdict. And it looks like we'll keep it to 5-a-side hockey. Looks like being the key and operative word. There's 5 Rockers on the ice. 5 there's only 4 Athens players out there, but there's no one in the box. Unless I'm just missing a Athens player. No, here he comes. Timur Gavrilovich comes out. Draw in front of the Rockers bench. Weisblatt in his own end, pressured by Wells. 1 touch to the near side, Gavrilovich. Back in the Rockers end, Babin will backhand it, settle it down for Miguel Diaz. Picks it up in stride, flips ahead. Rivers couldn't settle it down. He would have had to beat Gavrilovich on an angle. Would have had a scoring opportunity. In the far corner, Rivers slides it along the end boards to the near side corner. Outlet feed to Milan. And offsides, Milan too fast for his own good. That's another offsides call. Brought to you by Great Clips fan. When your hair is just a bit offsides, make sure you head to Great Clips, located in the Meyer across from Big Boy Arena, Warren and Roseville. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. 16:39 to go, second period, brought to you by the Long Drink. Puck clashes off the far boards. Over to the near side, Gavrilovich. Hopping around on the near side. And Athens trying to settle it down. With some sort of system going in the offensive zone. Wells, the outstretched stick, gets it into neutral ice. It pinballed back in. Lobsters will have to reset for the moment. Shinkarik over center ice. He'll flip it high and deep into the end. Hopping along the end wall. Miguel Diaz. Lead feed. Rivers makes one man miss to his coach Jamison Milam. Return feed to the rookie Rivers. Into the offensive zone. Rivers puts on the brakes. Backhand to McGill. Diaz on net, and it was just a bit wide, pardon me. Put it towards the direction of Josh Rosenzweig. Couldn't put it on goal. 15:44 to go, second period. 0-0 game, and Rosenzweig will put the Trapper over top, and we'll get an offensive zone draw for Motor City. Smith draws against Alden. Puck bounces around. Kabatayev digs it out of the corner. Leaves it behind Smith. He's fighting for it on the far side. Picked up and banked off the glass out by Joseph Kolatarsi. Mac Diver, the first one there. To the near corner, Tellstrom couldn't settle it down. Still in the Rockers' end. Puck slides out. Here's Kabatayev to Tellstrom into the offensive zone. Tellstrom back to Kabatayev, and it bounced off the tape. Kept in the zone by Smith. Kolatarsi slides it to the far side. Kyle Russell cut off by Kabatayev. Nice shift by this line for Motor City. Smith comes in to assist with it. Puck squirts out. 1-on-1. Here comes Picard. Diver plays the angle. Shot, scores! Oh boy, a quick flick of the wrist, and Brandon Picard, his 11th of the season, gets the scoring started. 1-0 Athens, 14:54 to go in the second period. Sometimes good offense beats good defense, and that was just a very quick wrister from the right wing circle. I thought Diver played it pretty well. He was saying, I've got the pass, I'm going to clog up the middle. And the first one that gets by Trevor Babin gives Athens the lead here with 14:54 to go in the second period, the 25th shot of the night. Athens in their own end. And we talked about this a lot last weekend. Don't let one mistake become two, become three. At times last weekend, Motor City did a nice job of trying to stop the bleeding. Other times, it festered. Powell shot, rebound loose. Backhanded from Colton out to neutral ice. Kolatarsi in his zone end. Stevens pressures. That one nearly clipped the scoreboard. Colton plays it to the far side. Rink wide feed. Corrigan trying to play it off the bounce. Hops over the backhand. The top of the crease. Pushed to the near end. Slides wide of Rosenzweig. Along the right side. Virgili behind the net. Over to the far half wall. Corrigan banks it ahead. Stevens battling for it. Towards Rosenzweig. Has it on the forehand. Off the low glass. Ahead to Gallant. Virgili. Ooh, he overskated. Outstretched stick. Pokes it back in deep to the Athens end. Rivers. Comes to the near side. And out to the tape of Gallant. Centering feed broken up in a tough spot. Oh my goodness. That was an unintended bounce pass into the, or bank pass I should say, to the low slot. Babin swallows up the wrister from the point. 13:15 to go in the second period. Athens strikes first, 1-0. Rock Lobsters on top. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot, scores! Numberline now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bend, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
13:15 to go here in the second period. Athens strikes first. It was Brandon Picard on the wrister from Kyle Russell. That is Picard's 11th, Russell's 10th assist of the year. Draw on the Rockers' end. Into the corner, trying to get it out of danger. Wells backhands to Rivers. The Rockers' leading scorer banks it in deep, played by Rosenzweig. Shinkarik, pressure to the far side. Ends up on the stick of Milan with speed. Centering pass broken up by Nick Gullo. Takes the long turn on the attack. Rivers on the half wall. Far side Wells settles it down. Pass broken up by Orca Weisblatt. Hacky sack by McGill Diaz. It hopped way up in the air. And Athens out of the zone. Weisblatt to the near side. Shot, save, rebound near side. Kolatarsi. In deep, that's Milan. Pressure persists for Athens. 12-14 to go, second period, 1-0. Athens leads Motor City here on a Friday night. Stick to side, battle for it. Gullo able to get out of a tough area. Shot deflected, rebound controlled by Weisblatt. And we have a penalty coming up. We'll see which side gets it, as everyone coming to give their 2 cents. I believe they'll get Athens at least for a penalty. Will they get anything after the initial call? Both penalty boxes open up. And I think they're bringing Gullo. Let's take a look at what happened down there. Milan going to the box, and I think Gullo going with them. Watch the battle out in front. As Gullo gets dropped to the ice. So it looks like offsetting Miners. We'll wait for the official verdict. Gullo coming out. I think they're going to give Babin 2 extra, give him his second penalty for some of those pushes you just saw as Tristan Wells goes to, is it Wells that picks up the penalty? Now Gullo back in the box, playing musical chairs in the sin bin. I thought if they were going to give Motor City a penalty, it would be to Babin for a couple of those extra shoves after the whistle. Colton and Shinkarik getting the verdict read to them. 12 minutes to go in the second period, 1-0 Athens. And I think Athens is going on. I thought I saw Shinkarik say power play, but there's only one guy in the box from both sides. Still waiting for the call to be relayed, and I think, yes, they are going on the power play as Kabatayev goes to the box. My guess is this is a 4-on-3. So are they getting Gullo and Babin? So it's a 5-on-4. So the first penalty are coinciding Miners. And the second one puts 2 on the board. And the Rockers go back on the penalty kill, already down 1-0. Shinkarik to the far side. Picard, the right wing circle, shot, fires wide of the net. Comes along the near side boards. Golan. Johnson to the far side. Picard ends up behind Johnson. Almost 30 seconds into this power play to the point. Shinkarik, slap shot, doesn't make it to Babin. Back to Shinkarik. One touch return. Stick handles near side. Slap shot, scores! Kaysen Golan And that was some nice puck movement for Athens. And a one-timer blast from the left wing circle, and it's 2-0. Athens on top. Who are they sending out of the penalty box, though? Because they told Kabatayev to stay in. So Gullo comes out. 2-0 Athens. So the official penalties were Milan and Gullo each got 2 for roughing, and Babin, served by Kabatayev, picked up 2 for roughing. So I would assume the Gullo and Milan penalties were offsetting, and that the Babin one was the extra, but they went about it a different way, and Gullo came out of the box. Battle for it in the Rockers' end. Rockers now trailing 2-0. Puck comes out. Smith into the neutral zone. Now into the offensive zone. Spins off a hit. Backhands it in deep. Oakes comes down. Hopping behind the net to the far side. Slides to the point. Shot deflected wide. Kyle Powell, he's knocked off the puck. Sam Gagnon throwing the body around despite the size differential. Back to Powell. To the middle for Demke. Ends up on the far boards, poked away. Picked up by Alden. Had it, knocked to the far boards. Halfway through this game, 2-0 Athens. 1 even strength, 1 on the power play. Rockers trying to cut into this 2-0 deficit. McGill Diaz lifts it up and out of the zone. It banked off the far glass. With 9:50 to go in the second period, the Athens lead has grown to 2-0. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot, scores! Summerline now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
2-0 Athens leads Motor City here at Big Boy Arena. Let's take a look at what's going on around the FPHL. Port Huron up 3-1 on Watertown. Binghamton with a 1-0 edge on Blue Ridge. Danbury on top of the Hockey Club Venom 1-0. Columbus up 4-1 on Carolina, and the final one was Monroe up 1-0 on Dasher Hockey Club. Motor City trying to get one back. Shot loose out in front, and Wells gives to the middle to Eli Rivers. Back in his own end. Back in the Rockers zone. Well, excuse me, that's Diver that whacks at it. And the puck goes out of play. There'll be a draw back in the Motor City end. Smith draws against Virgili. And Virgili will get the boot. Gallant. takes over. Clean win off the draw despite being the sub. One-timer, Shinkarik put it high and wide. Rebound in the near side boards. Gavrilovic couldn't keep it in the zone, or rather he did. Excuse me, anything on this near side, sometimes tough to see. Smith battling for it. Pinned to the half wall. Slides to the corner. Virgili shepherding the puck behind the net. Taken away. Dakota Oaks. Gagnon all by his lonesome. Gets it near the crease, but never really threatened Rosenzweig. 8:38 to go, second period, 2-0. Athens on top as we have an offsides call. Draw it back to the neutral zone. Mind you that all offsides this season are brought to you by Great Clips. Find them at the Meyer across from Big Boy Arena, Warren and Roseville. They'll keep your hair on sides. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Neutral zone draw. Tie up, then back to Athens. Over to Powell. Diagonal dumping, hits off the boards. Blaisdell off the low glass, gets it out of the zone. Kolatarsi, he's pushed off the puck. 2-on-1, chance to get one back. Shot, Corrigan, kicked away by Rosenzweig. Ryder and Corrigan got a decent look, but just weren't quite on the same wavelength. Icing waved off. Alden with speed to the near side. Shot kicked away by Babin. Here comes the Rockers. Colton to the left side. They are on sides. Play goes on. Stevens leaves back for Corrigan. Pushed to the end boards by Rosenzweig. From the point, shot deflected off the middle glass, trying to create some traffic out in front. 7:42 to go, second period. Rockers trailing by 2 here in the middle period. Into the offensive zone, Corrigan couldn't settle it down. That's Blaisdell coming up from his D-man position. Over to the far side, Picard. Takes stock of the defense, leaves it back for Kolatarsi. Back to the near side. Russell. Taking plenty of time in their own end. Kolatarsi to Russell. Fanned on a pass, and the Rockers couldn't quite get to it in time. Rivers takes it away, slides to Stevens, back to Gullo, and strong defense from Athens to prevent any shot from being fired. To the point, McGill Diaz walks it up, shot, save, rebound, loose in front of the crease. Back to McGill Diaz, tried to put it on net, it was deflected by Kolatarsi. Rivers pinned to the boards, picked up by Glukariev. Rockers trying to build on this momentum, puck just a bit on, oh, I don't know if that one was offsides. The whistle will bring it to neutral ice. The linesman had a better view than I did. I don't know if that one came all the way over the blue, but an unfortunate break for the Motor City Rockers as another offsides brought to you by Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Rockers. Let's take a look one more time. Does it ever completely cross back over the blue line? Yeah, maybe right there. I think that was actually a pretty good call. It wasn't by much, just a sliver of white. So, you know what? My apologies to the linesman. There's a reason why he stands on the blue line and not up in the box. Off the draw, Rockers trying to continue a little bit of pressure. Try to at least get one back. 2-0 Athens. They've scored both of those goals in the middle period. Milam banks it ahead, past Wells. Rivers trying to shake loose. Soccers it into the offensive zone. Rivers goes down. Change behind him. Tellstrom comes up on the forecheck, takes it away. Tellstrom. Smith backhands, sticked up. It hits off the top of the net. It would have been a high stick anyway. But the Rockers, pressure in the Athens zone. Miguel Diaz couldn't hold the puck in, hopped over his stick. He was fighting the frozen biscuit. Kabatayev, fresh off the bench, behind the net. The Russian has it on the backhand, leaves in the corner, tried to get it to Smith. Back to Kabatayev. To the point. This time it's Blaisdell. Off the end boards, Diver heads into the zone, keeps it in deep. Smith out in front. Kabatayev couldn't get anything on it. Blaisdell had it, lost it. 2-on-2 the other way. Milan a little upset. He didn't have a rush. 5:23 to go in the second period. The Rockers buzzing a bit. Kabatayev got a piece of it. No icing, and the Rockers trying to keep the pressure on. Feel like they're building a little bit of momentum. Virgili to the right side. Gallant shot, missed wide of the net. Shinkarik off the pad of Babin. Rockers flip it into neutral ice. Kabatayev had a nice shift. He'll dump it in deep, and Shinkarik picks it up behind his own net. Stevens pokes it to the corner. Corrigan comes over to help. Shot. Oh, no, excuse me. That was something else in the crowd that I mistook for the puck. And Athens has it behind their own net. 4:37 to go. Second period, 2-0 Athens. Rockers starting to play with a little momentum. Errant bank pass. Keeps it in the zone. Ryder behind the net. Corrigan left it for Ryder along the far boards and was not on the same wavelength as Josh Colton and Miguel Diaz. It's a turnover, and the Rockers throw a big hit. The bench getting into it. The crowd getting into it a bit here at Big Boy Arena. Haven't had a lot to cheer about here tonight, trailing 2-0. Kolatarsi shot, hits off the glove, rebounds, went high and wide. I'll tell you what, these Rock Lobsters have some hard shots, both on slap shots and wristers. Sometimes it's just kind of guessing where that puck went. 3:50 to go, second period, 2-0. Athens on top of Motor City. Rockers work the breakout. The captain, Josh Colton, behind his own net. He takes his time, gets all his ducks in a row. Banks off the far boards. Wells didn't like the initial feed. He'll reset. Leaves it back for Colton. Chips to the far side. Nobody there, and Demke comes down to play it. Gullo tries to send it ahead to Rivers. It's hopping into the zone. Rivers can't settle it down, and it slides harmlessly to the end boards. Rivers trying to sneak out. He did a nice job of that last weekend. Had a chance earlier in this game that was denied by Rosenzweig. Shot saved by Babin. And a long overdue whistle. 3:09 to go in the second period. 2-0 Athens on top. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Superior Georgia here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Up in front, shut scores! Summerfly now, shut scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
3:09 to go in the second period, 2-0 Athens on top. Still have a couple more games left for the Motor City Rockers food drive presented by Kroger. Can donate for each of the next two games tomorrow and Sunday against the Watertown Wolves. Make sure to drop food in the Kroger bins in front of the box office and you can get just an $8 ticket to any game the rest of the way. 3:09 to go in the second period, 2-0 Athens on top. Motor City had a spurt of solid play. Just couldn't get too many shots off on Josh Rosenzweig. Tell you what, this is a very talented Athens Rock Lobster team. The reason they're climbing the standings in the Continental Division. Smith works around Russell, left wing circle, pushed into the corner. Smith recollects. The Texan on the near side, put it back in deep. Gagnon goes down, pokes it, and it's knocked away by Rosenzweig. Oakes looking down for it at his feet. Gagnon in the corner. Russell behind his own net. Gagnon nearly had it. He goes down to the ice, reaching out for it. Gagnon, he's been a pest on the forecheck here. 2:30 to go in the second period. Rockers chasing 2. Heard Jamison Milam talk about it. Be process-based. Don't necessarily have to look at the result if you're doing things right. And the latter, since the second goal, I think the Rockers have been doing a lot of things right. Just hasn't resulted in a goal. This is a very talented Athens Rock Lobster team. Into the offensive zone. Spinning back around Ryder to Smith. Between the circles, shot blocked. Ryder couldn't knock it down. Under 2 minutes to go. Second period. Rockers trying to cut it to 1 before the horn would give them a lot of momentum going into the locker room. Shinkarik deflected before it made it to the net. Down the length of the ice, we'll have icing. Draw will come all the way back to the Motor City end. In the near circle, Corrigan will face off against Garrett Milan. Off the draw, Weisblatt walks it in close. Babin makes the initial save. Rockers trying to get the puck to a safe area. Sitting in the left wing circle. Big tie up for it. Squirts out to the far side. Shinkarik grabs it. Backhanded it ahead. Back to Shinkarik at the half wall. Pass had way too much on it. And that's Gavrilovic. Comes back to get it. Ryder looks ahead. Tries to find Stevens. Got the shot off. Back behind the net. Corrigan and Stevens not on the same page. And another threat neutralized for Motor City. Rockers feel like they're just one bounce away from getting another chance and bringing this within a 1-goal game. Stretch pass, left side, Rivers, shots! Kicked aside by Rosenzweig. Look out, 2-on-2, Miguel Diaz breaks it up nicely. 43 seconds left to go in the second period. Rivers on the attack, Rosenzweig comes out of the net to the corner, Rivers breaks up the feed. Into the neutral zone. Weisblatt. Lost it, Diver, 25 seconds to work with. The rookie rubbed up the puck and will get no icing called. Golan, 13 seconds to go in the corner. Puck pinned to the end boards. Near side, 5 seconds left. Golan is looking to the middle of the circles, and Kolatarsi misses as the horn sounds. And Athens nets a pair of goals in the second period. They'll take a 2-0 advantage into the third. We'll recap the first two when we come back. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 2-0 Athens on top of Motor City. 40 minutes in the books. Take a look at the scoring summary from that first period. It was from the second period, really. We had a scoreless first. 5:06 into the second period is Brandon Picard out of even strength from Kyle Russell. And just 3.5 minutes later, Kaysen Golant from Philip Virgili and Carter Shinkarik to make it 2-0. Motor City played a better last 5 to 8 minutes in that second period wasn't enough. They were outshot 16-9 in the second period for a 2-period total of 36-14. 2 periods down, 1 to go. Rockers looking to come from behind. They've been shut out through 40 minutes. They'll look to try to get a couple back in the third. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
What's up, everybody? It's James Campbell, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, I'm joined by the returning Nick Gurro. Nick, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. Excited to be here. Happy to do this, and let's rock here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, first game back as a Rocker this season. For those of you who don't know, I think you played on past seasons.
Yep, last season.
Last season. So, last season, you were a part of the Rockers team. First game back, scored the game-winning in overtime goal against the Port Huron Prowlers. How's that feel, man?
Exciting. I mean, most importantly, we got the win, right? And I think it showed a lot of resilience in our group coming back down 2-0 with, I think, under 4 minutes left. And obviously, it feels good to make a contribution. I guess it is a new team. Just to come in, help the boys get a win, right? Kind of solidify yourself, let them know you're here for the right reasons. And like I said, it got us the win, and that's most important.
I feel like it's got to feel a little extra special. A, returning to the team. And B, I believe you came from the Dashers, who haven't been doing so hot this season.
Yeah.
So to actually record a W on the team you're playing for had to absolutely feel good as well. So some of the fans that are new to the Rockers, can you tell me a little bit about your hockey journey? Like, where are you from? How did you get into hockey originally?
So I'm from Rochester, New York. And I actually grew up, my uncles were playing hockey, just like recreational, like men's league or whatever. And from what my parents tell me, I was walking at about 9 months, and then they had me on skates at 1.5 years. And
no way. Wow.
Yeah. And I was like pretty typical, like skating on a pond or on a frozen parking lot as a kid. And it's honestly my earliest childhood memories are playing hockey or skating. And I was your typical kid, messing around the house, always had a hockey stick in my hand. It was always on the TV, and went through my local youth, like learn to skate program, and went through travel programs, traveled a little bit. I left home at 12 years old to go live out of town to play for a better youth program, and juniors, college, and now pro. So the rest is history. But to say it's been my whole life is pretty accurate. And I'm sure later in this video we'll get to what my business is now outside of hockey, which is still involved in hockey. But for sure, it's been everything I could have ever dreamed of and wanted, and I'm just happy that I've been part of this ride.
That's awesome. But yeah, you mentioned it, so tell us a little bit about what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
Yeah, so when I was in high school and college, I started helping out with just private lessons at my local rink, and as I've gotten older, I progressed and found that this is something that I have a knack for, and I really like to do it. So me and one of my best friends, we started our own business this summer called Hire Hockey. For the fans to check that out, get a plug, hirehockey.net. And basically what it is, it's an online mentorship and video analysis for kids from 8 years old all the way up to Division I or Olympic hockey players.
Very
and
cool.
Just to go into a little bit about it, we'll clip their games and basically like what coach would do with us. We're going to go over film with them and, kind of help them on the journey their journey that we took, and just spread our tutelage to them.
Oh, very cool. Like passing some of the knowledge down to the younger generation.
Yep. And then obviously we do on-ice stuff with them in the summer too, but while we're away playing our seasons respectively, it's a way to keep in contact and help the next generation of future players.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yep. You can kind of give back and keep the hockey alive in the youth. Because I feel like a lot of times now, like kids are more focused on like video games and being like influencers and stuff like that, and less about like being outside, being active and playing sports. So that's awesome.
And what's cool about it too is everyone says hockey's 90% mental and 10% physical. Well, everyone always teaches the on ice or the physical part, right? Where with us at Hire, we've really dove into the mental aspect of it and mental conditioning and therapy that goes on with athletes of all different ages, right? You have teenage kids who are going through God knows what with changes, and kids trying to get committed to schools, or maybe they're finding out that their parents want them to play hockey and it's really not for them. So there's so much more to the mental side, and that's kind of what we focused on. So it's really exciting. It's going incredibly well, and I hope everyone comes and checks out the website.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. Hobbies, man. What do you do hobby-wise? Obviously, you're playing hockey.
Yep.
You're mentoring, the youth with hockey. What do you do like that's not hockey related?
I don't know if this really counts. I went to school for exercise science and kinesiology, so I got my strength and conditioning degree.
Okay.
So I coach as a sport performance or sport specific type gym. So we're working with athletes, again, boys and girls of all different ages, all different levels, all the way up to Olympic athletes. So I do that a lot. I guess that's somewhat related to hockey. But other than that, I'm a huge. I like to hike a lot and kind of just go walking, like not anything like mountain peaks, but just walking through trails and stuff like
That's very
that.
cool. If you like the outdoors,
yeah.
that type of stuff. That's funny
Yeah.
because Rico Gonzalez, we sat down and talked. Hiking was one of the things that he enjoyed doing as well.
Yeah.
What's the coolest place you've hiked?
Coolest place I've hiked. There's like some wildlife refuge in western or more central New York. It's called Montezuma, and it's pretty cool. It's just like a big marshland, but there's some forest to it, and you can see like, and I'm kind of nerd out with this stuff. You can see like over 100 to 200 different species of like birds and animals in this wildlife refuge.
Are you a bird guy?
A little bit, yeah. So my mom worked.
Never would have thought. A bird guy right here. We got gardeners, we got bird guys, you got it all.
My mom worked at the lab of ornithology for Cornell. So for those of you who don't know, the ornithology is the study of birds. So
that's what I would have assumed. I didn't know that for sure, but
so her job was basically to monitor certain species of birds that might be common or foreign, and just kind of study their behaviors and stuff. And she was doing that when I was a teenager. So whether I was reluctant or not, she dragged me out on trails with the big binoculars and telescopes, and I kind of found that was kind of cool. And I don't nerd out too much on it, but I know a little bit more than your common person. So it's kind of cool.
Do you have a favorite bird species you'd have to share?
No, nothing crazy.
No?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, a duck. Definitely a duck. Just a duck. Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
wow.
Just a plain mallard duck are my favorite.
Mallard duck.
I want to own a duck. So if anyone's selling a duck, contact me. I'll buy your duck.
Really?
So my girlfriend and I would love it. It'd be fantastic.
I have a friend who has 2 ducks as a pet.
Let us know. We're looking to
wild.
house a duck.
So that's very cool.
But, yeah.
I'll put some feelers out for you.
Yeah, see what we got out there.
So being from New York, who do you root for in terms of like pro sports? Football, hockey? Do you have some favorite teams?
Well, this is very soft subject right now. I'm a diehard Bills fan. So I mean, look at all you Chiefs fans out there. We know you're cheating, right? We know that. You can agree to it.
The NFL's rigged. Everybody knows that.
The NFL is rigged.
Yeah.
No, that one hurt. We're still mourning, so please give us our space and time. But diehard Bills fan. I have jumped through a couple tables before. I'm okay.
Oh, you're part of the Bills Mafia right here. Bills Mafia right here.
Yeah, one of them. Quiet guy off the ice, but sometimes I get a little wild there. Hockey's weird. So I grew up a Sabres fan, but now I know so many players who play that I grew up training with or whatever that are in the NHL that I'm personally friends with. I'm more a fan of them.
So you're more of a fan of players specifically.
Correct, right? I want my friends to do personally well. So if they're on X team, like yes, I want that team to do well. I think deep down, sure, I'm still a Sabres fan. But
so you pick favorites, like if you have 2 friends that are playing on opposite teams going against each other.
Well,
you flip a coin,
we'll see who can get me the coolest stuff after.
Well, perfect.
Right?
Hey,
you got to go your perks, and then actually, my family and myself are diehard Yankees fans. Like ask any of the guys in the room, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Everybody knows it.
That kind of hurts me a little
bit. Does that sting you a little bit?
A little bit. Detroit Tigers. The whole team. So.
I went to a Tigers game last year on my tour of duty here. So that was pretty
cool. Did you enjoy it? I hope
I did. It was cool. We went opening day actually.
Oh, that's a good one to go to.
It was really cool. Like that whole little block.
As long as
downtown
it's not freezing cold.
No,
was it the year that was like
no. It was legitimately like 80 degrees last year.
Oh, nice.
It was like almost too hot.
So. Nice.
But it was cool.
It's never too hot.
Still trying to get go to the LCA to see the Wings play, so I'll make sure to do that.
Absolutely, you have to get you down.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick, anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say other than check out?
Yeah, check out Higher Hockey. We'd love to work with you guys and stuff, and also just keep coming out and supporting the boys. Friday night was awesome, having that crowd and being able to get a win. And whether you guys believe it or not, the crowd does make a big difference to us. So keep coming out, keep supporting. We'll keep climbing the ladder here to make that playoff push late in the season.
Awesome. Nick, thanks so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Thanks
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
guys.
the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we're going to send things back over to the broadcast booth powered by KE Electric Supply. Check it out.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bend, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
ACD.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, getting ready to start the third period. Athens leads Motor City 2-0. Both goals came in that middle frame for Athens. It was 3.5 minutes apart when Brandon Picard and Kaysen Gallant buried their respective shots. Motor City hasn't played terrible. This is just a very talented Athens team, arguably the most talented team in the Federal Prospects Hockey League. As we get ready for the third period, brought to you tonight by RJ's Construction Services. Head to RJ's Construction Services on Facebook or give them a call at 248-974-2640. That number again, 248-974-2640 for all things construction services. RJ's Construction Services, a proud partner of the Motor City Rockers. The Rockers had a little bit of momentum at the end of that second period. They generated some chances, but just not quite enough to beat Josh Rosenzweig. Here in the third period, Rockers trying to erase a 2-goal deficit. Trying to snap an 8-game losing skid. First to 3 this weekend. They'll take on Watertown tomorrow and Sunday. Rockers will go right to left, Athens left to right. And we are waiting for the go-ahead. I think we're good to go. I don't know if they're waiting for the ice to settle a little bit. I didn't notice the Zamboni being late. It doesn't look any different than it normally does, but perhaps it's a little more wet on the ice than we expected. So just it's been a game of delays. First, the Zamboni, we were about 15 minutes late because the Zamboni didn't work well. Then we got it fixed, and now we're taking our time. Brady Beaton with you here with Park Avenue Productions, producing all Rockers home games this year. Draw at center ice, and now we're ready to go for the third period. Rockers chasing a pair of goals. Clean win off the draw, too clean. Goes all the way past Nick McGill-Diaz. He has to pick it up behind Trevor Babin. Made 34 of 36 saves here. Shot goes wide of the net. Turnover, nearly disastrous. Shinkarik at the blue line. This Athens team, they can fly around the ice. Weisblatt evades McGill-Diaz to the right wing circle. Back to Shinkarik. Back skates. Feed hit the skate of Milan. And we have a down Rocker, and the Rocker bench is chirping for a penalty call. And I'll be honest, folks, I was looking at the far side. I didn't see what happened. They'll have to take a look. I believe that is Nick Gullo down. Let's see if we can get a look at what happened. Gullo right now in the middle of the screen. And, ooh, there was the high stick. Comes up. Now, you can't see if contact's made, but Gullo goes down immediately. And Gullo going to chirp on his way to the bench. Gullo not happy. And the official telling everyone it's time to get the game restarted. Are they taking someone to the box? The officials are going to talk about it. A power play wouldn't be a bad way to try to get one back, but it looks like we're going to have five-a-side hockey. And no, they're going to bring the draw back into the Rockers' end. Again, this is a long conversation if it doesn't lead to a penalty. Here is the play that led to Gullo going down. You can watch him. He's in between the circles, and right there the stick went up. It was cut off, so we cannot say definitively whether he got hit, but if you have some deductive reasoning, you can almost infer the contact. So we'll have a draw in the Rockers' end. And Josh Colton, after having a long conversation with the officials, will come back to the bench a bit exasperated. Off the draw, shot saved by Babin out in front of the crease. Hopping around near the blue line. Tellstrom had it knocked away. Alden, the first one there for Athens. To neutralize Tellstrom over the red line. Backhands it all the way down. Hops back, Rosenwig. Left it behind. Back to the point, Nick McGill-Diaz. Shot punched away. Rebound Colton. Tried to put it on net, deflected before it got there. Athens looking for the breakout on the rush. Demke guided to the boards by Ryder behind the net. Puck slides in the corner. Demke recollects. Leaves back for Hunter Alden. Trying to shake McGill-Diaz. McGill-Diaz not giving him much room to work. On the near side. Drop back. 18:30 to go, third period. 2-0 Athens on top. A little digging, mining, poking, prodding, trying to get that puck free. It'll hop back to the Athens blue line. Timur Gavrilovich had it. Back to a rocker stick. Milam ahead for Smith. He put it just high of the net. Smith, backhand, rebound loose, and it comes to the near slot, and the net somehow stayed on the moorings. That was almost muscle memory, me expecting that whistle to be blown and play to stop. It goes on. Gagnon took it into the offensive zone. Smith lays the body to the near side, collected by Milan. Left back for Shinkarik. To center ice, flipped ahead. Milan had it poked away. Colton surveys the scene, banks it ahead. Smith, one touch too strong for Cody Oakes. Back to Shinkarik. Gagnon got in the way of the pass. It hops onto the stick of Adam Oja. Left wing circle, shot save, rebound loose. Low left slot put in the backboards. Rockers gonna go from defense to offense. 17-10, or 20 rather, to go in the third period. 2-0 Athens. The Rockers, again, I like the way they've played. It just hasn't shown up on the scoreboard. Ever since that second goal, they played a better brand of hockey. Blaisdell, shot, deflected. Weisblatt got in the way. Kept in the zone. Nice job by Tristan Wells. Gullo, backhand centering feed broken up. Gullo back behind the net. Had it taken away. That one flipped. It hits the industrial fan in the Athens zone, so it'll stay an offensive zone draw for Motor City. 16:53 to go in the third period. And some pushing and shoving. Gullo trying to get to the bench. It's Gullo and Milan that have some words. And Tristan Wells, he is not a happy camper. And no one going to go to the box. I have a feeling tensions may boil over. I think order will be restored. But we're getting to the boiling point here at Big Boy Arena. And Wells is hot. We'll get a draw back in the Athens end. Real quick, let's try to take a quick look at what sparked it. Here's Gullo, Johnson, Wells got in there. And there was just that little poke from Johnson that I think that's what set off Wells. Offensive zone draw for Motor City. Trying to cut into this 2-0 deficit. Puck all the way down to the Rockers' end. Johnson, centering feed, poked away by Jamison Milam. The savvy vet got in the way. Russell back in his own end. The far side boards. Orja back to Russell on the near side. Maybe that's what the Rockers need, a little bit of sandpaper, a little bit of extracurriculars. Maybe that's the spark again. I don't think they played very poorly this game. Both goals were solid ones from Athens. And the opportunities that Motor City has had, give credit to Josh Rosenzweig. He's played well. Despite the difference in shots, some of those opportunities have been pretty high quality. Tellstrom fighting with the puck. 3-rock, Lobsters triangulate him. Colton, shot, glove by Rosenzweig. Saw it right into the trapper. And some more extra pushing and shoving. It's Smith tied up with Powell. Motor City actually out shooting Athens 4-2 here in the third period. And here's another look at the skirmish. Smith comes in from the right side. And the tie-up. And neither him nor Powell wanted to relent. Corgan on the near dot. Trying to keep the pressure on Athens. Tie up on the draw. Collected by Kolatarsi. An outstretched Miguel Diaz webs, so does Colton. Shot goes wide of the net. Tellstrom to Miguel Diaz, right side. Corgan drop pass, and him and Ryder we're not on the same page. Look out on the other end. Ronan shot, glove by Babin. Round of applause for Trevor Babin. Keeps the game at 2-0. Athens on top. .36 to go, third period. 2-0 Athens leads Motor City. Tie up on the draw. Picked up by Milam. Slides ahead. Tristan Wells. Dumps it in diagonally. No icing. Plays on. Rivers on the attack. Gavrilovich sent behind the net to the far side for Kolatarsi. Left it behind. Gullo in his own end. Ends up back with Milam. Flips ahead to Tristan Wells. He can't knock it down with the stick, and Kolatarsi in his own end. Bodies being thrown. Gullo threw a hit. Wells went down to the ice. Blaisdell shot deflected, and Picard backhands between the legs. Here come the Rock Lobsters. Alden, left side from the circle, shot, saved, rebound collected by Blaisdell in Motor City. From the half wall, flips to neutral ice. Rivers chases after it. At his own blue line, the captain, Carter Shinkarik. 14:35 to go in the third period, 2-0. Athens leads Motor City a pair of second period goals. Weisblatt had it poked away to the far side. Orja can't get around Milam. He rubs him off the puck, and it's poked over all three lines. Back in his own end, Orca Weisblatt. Slides it far side. Shinkarik tries to work around Diver. Pass didn't have a home. Banks off the near boards. Athens in the offensive zone. On the near side boards. Couple of white, couple of black jerseys trying to come away with it. It's Cody Oakes that finds the puck first. He will bank it down the length of the ice. And we don't get an icing call. Did not have enough steam under it. Play goes on. Milan back in his own zone. Shinkarik. Over center ice, the D-man takes it into the offensive zone. He lost it. Diver couldn't keep it on the stick. Back to Milan, right wing circle, works around one rocker, pressured back to the blue line, banks it off the far boards behind the net. Back to the far side, Tellstrom. He got a stick on it only for a moment. Smith comes over to lay the hit. Back to the point, Shinkarik to Russell. Walks it up, shot high and wide of the net. Tellstrom trying to work it up and out of the zone. It's 1-on-2 for Matthias. Puts it on net, save, and Rosenzweig wasn't quite sure where it was for a moment. Tellstrom on the forecheck, keeps the pressure on Athens. 13 minutes to go, third period. Rockers need a pair. Tellstrom back to the point, Blaisdell. Shot, glides wide of the net. Corrigan back around the boards. Rockers trying to find number one before they can even it up. They've had a decent third period. They've had a lot of time on attack. Colton didn't get all of that one, and it showed. Weisblatt over center ice. Puts it in the near side boards. Blaisdell leaves it behind him for Josh Colton. 12.5 minutes to go, third period. 2-0. Athens leads Motor City. Pass without an intended target. Corrigan wins the race for icing. Leaves it back on the near side. Ryder trying to keep it in the zone. Corrigan is poking and prodding at it. Gallant sent it to the far side for Kyle Powell. And a icing call as we get a much needed whistle. 12:08 to go, third period. Still 2-0. Athens leads Motor City. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot, scores! SummerSlam now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, this is Josh Cullen from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network powered by KE Electric Supply.
.1208 to go in the third period. Motor City out shooting Athens here in the third, 5-4. It's been a nice effort through the first nearly 8 minutes. They just haven't been able to beat Josh Rosenzweig, and give him credit. He's been asked to make 19 saves, and he's made all 19. Offensive zone draw for the Rockers. Feel like if you can get one, all right, then you start to build momentum, and then Athens feels the pressure a bit. But obviously you have to get one before you can get two. Off the draw, Wells couldn't get a shot off, and unfortunately Nick Gullo, his stick broke. He'll race to the bench, pick up a new piece of lumber. Pass broken up by Milam, rebound, and the shot was deflected by Babin. Johnson, near side, Kolatarsi, shot into the glove, no, it's still loose. Back behind the net. On the near side, it's shoveled back to Kolatarsi. Rivers came to pressure. He's tried to sneak out of the zone a few times. He's been a little aggressive on the breakout. Gullo controls it, leaves back to Milam. Up the near side boards, Rivers and Wells. He goes down, arm goes up. Rockers have a delayed power play coming up. Rivers on the attack, 6-on-5 until Athens can touch up. Leaves it back, and Gullo will just let Athens touch up, and with 11:11 to go in the third period, Rockers going on the first power play of the night, powered by Continental Electric Products. Proudly made in Michigan, Continental Electric Products provide power solutions to industry. Continental, a premier partner of the Motor City Rockers. A chance to bring it within a goal. Haven't seen the power play tonight. Chris Corrigan, Matthias Tellstrom, Josh Colton, Kyle Stevens, and Doug Blaisdell, the five in the purple and black, tasked with lighting the lamp for the first time in the period. Draw on the far dot. Off the draw, Gavrilovic can't get it out of the zone. Look out. Here comes Milan, and a penalty coming up. Rebound, scores, won't matter. And 12 seconds into the power play, the Rockers give up a shorthanded goal. and now they're down 3-0. You can't have a guy like Garrett Milan give a look like this. Blaisdell tried, hooked him. The rebound came to the near side. I believe that was Orca Weisblatt that buried the rebound. 3-0 Athens. Another shorthanded goal. As now the Rockers need a goal on the power play just to get even. And it feels like any momentum is vanished from Motor City. McGill Diaz rings around the boards. Milam chipped in deep to Wells. Slides behind Nick McGill Diaz. Back to Milam on the far point. 1:20 left to go in a power play. Rivers from the point. Shot deflected wide. Milam comes up, couldn't keep it in the zone. Hops to neutral ice, and Rivers backhands it. It's taken away by Glukaryov. Makes a move, couldn't get the shot off, and a penalty coming against Motor City. Insult to injury, they give up a shorthanded goal. They pick up a penalty. Eli Rivers will go to the box for holding. And the power play, very short-lived. Rockers give up a goal. Take a look at the penalty called on Rivers. That left arm that reached out and grabbed him. They got the hold. You're playing a team like Athens, you just don't have a lot of room for error, and I don't think there were a ton of errors, but even small mistakes get amplified when you're playing one of the more talented teams in the league. 2-on-1. Here comes Smith and Stevens. Right wing circle. Smith across to Stevens, and they don't even get a shot off. Still in the offensive zone, Avery Smith has it along the near boards. Puck squirts out. Colton couldn't collect. Virgili leaves it behind. Oja, near side Russell. 30 seconds left, a 4-on-4. Shot saved by Babbitt. And I think that last 2-on-1 for Motor City, that might be an example of gripping the stick a little too tight. You know, you heard Coach Milam talk about it in the pregame. When you're on a losing streak, you want to change your fortunes just so badly that you want to find a way to get that monkey off your back. And when you're getting shut out in the third period, alongside that, you're trying so hard that I think that time Smith and Stevens maybe overcomplicated it a bit. Athens now on the power play for the next 45 seconds. Shinkarik, near side, ends up in the left wing circle. Shot hits off the end glass. 35 seconds till Eli Rivers out of the sin bin. Weisblatt taps it back near side. Milan to the point. Shinkarik takes the slap shot. Milan walks it up. Shot deflected by Milam. Oakes picks it up. Does not have numbers. Him and Gullo 2-on-3. Oakes couldn't work through a pair of Rock Lobsters, and Rosenzweig picked up the loose puck. 8:27 to go in the third period. Athens has added another 3-0. Rock Lobsters, you're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com.
This is TJ Sneed from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
Back here at Motor City Rockers Media Network, 3-0. Athens on top. Let's take a look around the Fed. Sponsored by PSN Technologies. Port Huron up 3-2. Binghamton up 6-1. Danbury, it's 3-0 over the Hockey Club Benham. Columbus and a barn burner on top of Carolina, 6-4. and the poor Dashers, they trail 5-0. The game between Mississippi and Baton Rouge delayed until Sunday. $8:27 left to go in the third. Rockers have 15 seconds of penalty to kill off. Gave up a shorthanded goal and just wasn't one you could afford to give up, especially when you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole. Again, the Rockers have been playing better. You heard Jamison Milam talk about it in the pregame, but right now the results aren't showing it because against a very talented team like this Athens squad, there's not a lot of room for error. Shot saved by the shoulder of Babin. Goes down the length of the ice, and the Rockers are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here comes Eli Rivers out of the penalty box. Ravilovich, far side, Milan. Over center ice, near side. Milan had it poked away. Down the length of the ice, race for it. Rivers trying to beat out Gavrilovich, and he does. Icing waved off. Nothing comes of it as Milan has it back. Weisblatt spins back around. Puck comes out to neutral ice. Gullo to the far side. Weisblatt off the far boards. 7:30 left to go in the third period. 3-0. Athens leads Motor City. Tellstrom barely able to poke it to Ryder. Back to Tellstrom. He can't settle the puck down. And right now, Athens, they don't need to be hyper aggressive. The luxury you're afforded with a 3-goal lead. Picard way wide of the net. Tellstrom all by his lonesome. Feet ahead, and Corrigan, all he could do is chip it into the corner. Ooh, he nearly bit it. The puck hops behind the net. Ryder comes up, squirts out, back into the corner. 6:45 to go, third period, 3-0 Athens. Nursing a healthy advantage here in the one and only meeting between the Rock Lobsters and the Rockers. Miguel Diaz. Shot, way over the crossbar. That was another net high over the crossbar. I think it was deflected. Ahead, Picard. Miguel Diaz pushed him off the puck into the far corner. Tellstrom. Ahead to Gagnon. 1-on-3. Gagnon dumps and chases, and he is walled off by Kyle Powell. It's a big body on the blue line for Athens. Smith stepped in front of the pass. Again, just couldn't keep it on the tape. Gagnon on the forecheck. He's battling with Kolatarsi. He throws the body around. Oakes digs the puck out, but a penalty coming. And I think this is going to go against Motor City. Smith throwing punches. And the linesman trying to break it up. Coming in as well, Virgili. And the linesmen are not having much luck keeping the order. Avery Smith, he'll go to the penalty box. Oh, the fight's still going on. Kolatarsi trying to get at Cody Oakes. He's ripped off. It's Oakes on top of, I can't see what Athens player that is. That's Virgili. Oh, there's going to be a lot to sort out. Let's take a look at what sparked this whole incident. Is I think they're going to clean up the yard sale. So Gagnon threw the hit. He goes down. And I think that little extra push, Smith didn't like that. Demke came in, and then it all broke loose. So there are two Rockers in the box. It looks like there's one Athens player in the sin bin. No, Gagnon will come in as well, or is he just delivering? So who is the initial penalty on? I thought Gagnon picked it up for the hit. But I want to know what that initial penalty was because I thought they called it on that hit. Maybe it was on Smith in that skirmish. We'll take a second look at this. So this is what I initially thought, that jumping hit by Gagnon. But then they blew the whistle as the Rockers had it. Avery Smith hadn't done anything to that point. And then the ice started to look like a Black Diamond ski slope on a beginner, just absolute equipment everywhere. Right now there's 2 black jerseys in the box, 1 white. So it looks like Kolatarsi was sent off the ice. So he's not in the penalty box. We're still waiting for the message to be relayed. I think the officials have figured out the judgment. It looks like they're trying to, I don't know if that's what that was on the ice, but the linesman had to bring out the shovel. And a lengthy discussion. You don't want to lose anyone this weekend, 3-3. So you hope, at least for the Motor City side, and if you're an Athens fan, sorry, really don't care if you don't have someone in Port Huron tomorrow or Sunday. But I'm guessing since both Smith and Oakes are in the box, no one's getting a game misconduct. All should be kosher. As the judgment still being handed down. Have not got even an inkling of what it'll be. All I know is a slew of penalties forthcoming, and it doesn't look like either side's getting a power play. Both boxes are now open. Is Gagnon going back? Avery Smith might be going to the locker room, as is Philip Virgili. So Virgili and Smith will get the showers to themselves. And Gagnon's going to the box. So again, 7. So Virgili picks up a 5-minute major. Are the Rockers getting a 5-minute power play? One more time. So I'm trying to distinguish when the initial penalty was called. Again, I believe it was this hit. As you see, I thought maybe they would try to give a charge or a board. But then the Rockers have it, and that's when they blow the whistle. And then again, everything breaks loose. Smith throwing punches. Originally that was Kolatarsi going at it. Then Virgili came in. So it looks like the Rockers are getting a 5-minute power play. So I'm going to tell you that's a power play powered by Continental Electric Products, proudly made in Michigan. They provide power solutions to industry. Continental is a premier partner of the Motor City Rockers. So, a 3-goal deficit with 5:50 is tough, but up to down 3, if there's ever a time to draw a 5-minute power play, you can score as many times as you want on a major penalty. So we're waiting for the exact verbiage. So there's no one in the Rock Lobster box. Someone has to serve the penalty. So we're waiting for everything to come through. There's a clown car of Rockers, or there was before. Smith just hanging out right now in the tunnel. And Demke will go to the box, I believe, to serve the penalty. The official on the near side talking with assistant coach Zach Zolkanich. So right now it's 5-on-4. You could feel the boiling point was coming. So a 5-minute power play. If the Rockers get one, stranger things have happened. Again, this Rock Lobster team actually +1 on the penalty kill right now. They've had an even strength goal, a power play goal, and a shorthanded goal. Rivers in the offensive zone. On the far half wall, pressure comes. Milam walks up, takes the slap shot. One-timer goes up and over the net. Puck bounces to the near wing circle, and Weisblatt will bring it to neutral ice, dump it in diagonally. Miguel Diaz picks up, 5:29 to go in the third period. About 80% of the remaining time will be on the Rockers' power play. Rivers, too far for Miguel Diaz. Miguel Diaz able to keep it in the zone. To Rivers, right side Milam. Walks up, backhand, didn't have a home, back between the blue lines. 45 seconds into the 5-minute power play as we still wait for all the infractions to be recorded. Tiffany working a little extra hard tonight here in the third period. Wells on the attack. It's bumped off the puck. Shinkarik all the way down the ice, a bit too strong for Johnson. Babin comes out of the crease to play it. A minute has elapsed in the Rockers' power play. Colton of age. Johnson heads up maneuver. Near side Blaisdell. Corgan picks it up off the bounce. Puts the puck in deep, hits off the back of the net. Blaisdell to Stevens, far side. Kabatayev couldn't do much with it. Rung off the boards, and Blaisdell keeps it in. Turned over. And Athens doing a nice job on the penalty kill. Russell, rink wide, Alden in the corner. Matthias Tellstrom battling with Josh Colton. 3:20 to go in the Rockers' power play. 4:07 to go in the third. Still 3-0 Athens. Over the red line, over the blue. Chris Corrigan. Horseshoes around the boards to Blaisdell. The Michigan native banks off the end boards. Takes a couple of bounces. To the point, Colton to Blaisdell. Shot lifted up into the protective netting. 3:48 to go in the third. 3-0 Athens on top. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Superior Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, this is Avery Smith from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
.348 to go in the third period, 3-0. Athens on top of Motor City, and like a shopping trip to CVS, we have a long list of penalties to go over. There's about a dozen that were listed at the 14-10 mark. Let's start. Joseph Kolotarski picked up a roughing minor, and Gagnon picked up a tripping minor at the same time. Now, I'm not sure how they got Gagnon for tripping with that play, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Joseph Kolotarski, Philip Virgili, each 5 for fighting. Virgili got a match penalty for hair pulling, and that's the first time I've seen that called. Avery Smith, Cody Oakes, each got 5 for fighting. Cody Oakes and Avery Smith each got a third man in, and a shot and a goal for Motor City. And they get on the board with 3:42 to left. It's Kyle Stevens. He picked up his 200th last time out. It's a 2-goal game with 3 minutes to go. Rockers have a glimmer of hope. Let's take another look. Apologies to Kyle Stevens. I was going through the list of penalties. Stevens Just from the top of the right wing circle, beat him. Oh, real quick, maybe if I keep reading off, it'll be good luck for Motor City. Kolatarsi also picked up a game misconduct for being an aggressor. Avery Smith and Cody Oakes, as I mentioned, third man in. And Philip Virgili picked up a game misconduct along with the match penalty for being a third man in as well. There's a lot of third men. Look out, 2-on-1. Milan, shot lifted into the netting. 3:17 to go in the third, 2:27 left to go in the man advantage. That's a lot of math. I will just trust that it comes out to a 5-minute major penalty or power play for Motor City. Defensive zone draw for Motor City. If you get it into the offensive zone, maybe you think about pulling Trevor Babin, getting an extended 6-on-4. Kyle Stevens got you on the board. Nick McGill-Diaz spins back to the near side, Rivers. Looks across, finds the tape of Milam. Guides it into the zone. Around the boards it goes. Babin inching out of the net. He'll have to retreat. McGill-Diaz in his own end. Johnson pressures. Rink wide feed. Wells couldn't find it. And back down the ice it goes. Babin settles it down. McGill-Diaz to pick it up. 2:39 to go in the third period. Rockers chasing a pair of goals. Gives back. Oh, Gullo missed it completely. Look out. Malik Johnson. And over Trevor Babin. The Rockers still have a slight glimmer of hope. They only have 90 seconds left to go on the power play. In their own end, Shinkarik ahead looking for Johnson. Babin comes out to play it to the near side, McGill-Diaz. And you'd think right now that it was Athens on the power play as Babin makes another save. 2:06 to go in the third period. 3-1, Athens on top. So Motor City at least avoids the shutout. Off the draw, goes back to Josh Colton, slides ahead. Blaisdell leaves back for Colton. Babin eager to get to the bench. Colton at the blue line into the offensive zone, guides it ahead, and here comes Trevor Babin. 150 of an extra attacker, 57 seconds of a 6-on-4. Back to the point, Stevens, right side Colton, walks up, shot, saved by Rosenzweig. 49 seconds left to go in the power play, 1:39 left to go in the contest. Timeout, Motor City. 1:39 to go in the third period, 3-1, Motor City on top. Again, it's not a great chance, but you're telling me there is a chance. Down 2 with 99 seconds to go. Again, we'll see what the verdict comes tomorrow afternoon. But, yeah, you had 4 game misconducts and a match penalty. So, do some quick math. 11 penalties called at the 14-10 mark. And pardon me for a moment as I do some quick math. And 69 minutes of penalties at the 14-10 mark. So Avery Smith, he picked up, 15 minutes of penalties. Cody Oakes picked up 15 as well. The season high is 22. So I don't think, despite the melee, anyone will top that. 99 seconds to go. Rockers trail by 2. Kyle Stevens did get them on the board. It'll be Corrigan on the draw. An imperative one, and to the corner. Sent down the length of the ice, just a bit wide of the net. Colton the first one there, but with a power play, no icing. And that's the one downside of getting the power play is the other side can take pot shots. From the length of the ice, Rosenzweig just missed. Rosenzweig upset from the slot, scores, and Garrett Milan puts the nail in the coffin, 4-1 Athens. I do think Rosenzweig will get an assist on that. And that is Milan's 30th of the season. 1:13 to go in the third, 4-1. This one all academic now. Take one quick look. Again, you get set up in the slot with someone in net. It's usually a good spot. But when no one's between the pipes, yeah, I'd be even hard pressed to mess up that look. 60 seconds left to go in this one. And Athens going to pick up 3 points in their lone trip to Big Boy Arena. Rivers, right side, Milam shot. Saved by the shoulder of Rosenzweig. Look out, breakaway. Demke shot wide of the net. 37 seconds to go in the third. Miguel Diaz to Rivers. Over the blue line, he's rubbed off the puck. Wells back to Milam. Gullo between the blue lines. He brings it back. No icing, waved off. 13 seconds left. One final rush. Demke drops back. Shot wide of the net. Final 3 seconds will tick away, and Athens picks up a 4-1 victory here at Big Boy Arena as Motor City's losing streak extends to 9 in a row. We'll take a break, come back, recap this game and more. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Picked up in front, shot, scores! Numbers line now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
4-1, Athens knocks off Motor City. We'll recap the scoring for you. Give you a recap of the game as well. It started in the second period. It was 25 minutes in when Brandon Picard got the first goal of the game from Kyle Russell. Make it 1-0 Athens. About 3.5 minutes later, Kaysen Gallant from Philip Virgili and Carter Shinkarik on the power play made it 2-0. That was the score after 2 periods of play. And then shorthanded, as the Rockers were trying to pull within 1, Orko Weisblatt off a rebound from Garrett Milan, made it 3-0. Carter Shinkarik picked up his second assist of the night. Rockers did get one back on the power play. Kyle Stevens from Chris Corrigan and Josh Colton to break the shutout. But as the game was winding down with an empty net, Garrett Milan got his 30th of the year from Orca Weisblack, and the netminder, Josh Rosenzweig, as the Rock Lobsters knock off Motor City 4-1. Motor City has now lost 9 in a row. Athens has won 4 in a row. Also, in that third period, a litany of penalties, 11 penalties that totaled to 69 total minutes. You had game misconducts for Cody Oates, Joseph Colatarsi, Avery Smith, and Philip Virgili. We will see their status for tomorrow, probably around noon tomorrow afternoon. Athens knocks off Motor City 4-1. Thank you to the crew here at Parkside Productions. Thank you for watching. Still have 2 more this weekend. Tomorrow night, a 7 o'clock puck drop against the Watertown Wolves, and then Sunday at 6 o'clock. Hope you can join us. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Brady Beaton, the voice of Motor City Rocker Hockey, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night. Have a safe and wonderful Friday.